All right, so we got another velocity graph to do here. And so we will begin and jump in. I crossed out the deltas because they're actually not important for our problem. We just want to know where it is. So here we want to know where it ends up after 4 seconds of traveling at 10 meters per second. So again, we're just going to use that same idea. So for part A, distance is rate times time, which is going to be 10 times 4, which is 40. It's at the 40 meter mark. All right. Perfect. So we know there we're at the 40 meter mark, which is fine. Now, what ends up happening in part B is that we end up going backwards. So for part B, again, we have the distance covered is going to be the rate, which is -5, times the time. But we're traveling from 4 to 10 seconds, so we actually cover 6 seconds worth of time here. Or a better way to say it would be that 6 seconds worth of time passes as we reverse course. So we go backwards 30 meters, but let's be careful. For part B, what we really need to note here is we were at 40 and go back 30 meters, so wind up at 10 meters on the ruler. So here, x is going to be 10 meters. Then for 8 seconds, we just sit there and do, well, nothing. So we remain at the 10 meter mark at part C. And then for part D, and you know what, just for the sake of your notes, I'll say part C, we sit still. And then for part D, we travel for 6 seconds at 5 meters per second. So D is 5 times 6, which gives us 30 meters forward. So we wind up, we wind up, I would say, back at 40. Wind up back at 40 meters. So here, we'll just make a little note that we are at the 40 meter mark. Now what we want to do is go ahead and graph position versus time. So we've got 24 seconds here, and let's look at where our scale could be built, or look at how our scale could be built by looking at our answers for A, B, C, and D. So it seems the maximum position we ever reach is the 40 meter mark. So let's see. And of course, you notice how the graph is kind of tailor-made for intervals of 5. So we get 10 meters, 20, 30, and 40 meters. That's not a coincidence. That's actually how I'm going to build up graphs in these problems. I want them to actually be helpful and useful. So here, we go from, so at 0 seconds, we're at the origin. And then after how many seconds do we wind up at 40? It says after 4 seconds we wind up at 40, so I'll just put a mark at 40 after 4 seconds. And then you should use a ruler. And then from 4 to 10 seconds, we actually wind up at the 10 meter mark. So for 6 seconds we go backwards, and then we wind up here at 10 meters. And then we sit still from 10 to 18 seconds doing absolutely nothing. And then at the very end, we wind back up at the 40 meter mark again. All right, so that is the, I don't know what page of the exam that is, 3rd page, 4th page, something. Probably should have numbered these problems. And we'll continue in the next video.